Well, support for Israel from the United States has been rock solid, both in terms of military aid and diplomatic support. But not all Democrats support President Biden's stance. Minnesota Congresswoman Ilhan Omar was one of the 9 Democrats to vote against a motion to condemn Hamas and support Israel's right to defend itself. In the past, Omar has called to defund Israel's Iron Dome defense system. That's the system that's intercepting missiles fired at civilian populations daily. She's even had to apologize for using anti-Semitic tropes. Well, Dalia al-Aqidi is a candidate for the US Congress, and she's also the executive director at the American Center for Counter-Extremism. Welcome, Dalia. You are running to unseat Ilhan Omar. Do her anti-Israel views reflect the views of most voters in your district?
First of all, thank you for having me. It's my first time in Israel, and I'm saddened that my first trip would be under these very sad circumstances. Absolutely not, and that's why I'm here. Ilhan Omar does not represent her district, does not represent the people of Minnesota, the state, and does not represent America. That's the problem. I'm here, first of all, to show solidarity with the Jewish people, with the Israelis, and give them a clear message that this is not your fight only. This is our fight. You are not fighting a group. You're fighting an ISIS-like terrorist group, and we cannot be just say that. Let's be quiet. Let's get ceasefire. No, this has to end, and it has to end now. The Jewish people are suffering. Israelis are suffering. Palestinians are suffering. All Arab and all different countries in the region are suffering due to these terrorist groups that are funded absolutely by certain countries, and especially by Iran. So no, Ilhan Omar does not represent her constituents. And that's why I'm here to bring the message from Minnesotans to you.
You have Iraqi heritage. Ilhan Omar has Somali heritage. You've spoken about your love for America and how, as the child of immigrants, you didn't want to import ideas from the old country, as it were. Do you think that that's the opposite of Ilhan Omar, and that this is becoming a wider problem in the United States, a country that, after all, was built by immigrants?
Absolutely. Look, I don't like identity politics, but I'm forced, at one point, I'm forced to use it just to counter her narrative, and not only her, the Islamists, her and Rashida Tlaib and many others in the U.S. Congress, which is so sad at this moment that we have U.S. politicians in our own Congress that would fight for terrorists. Ilhan Omar, until this moment, doesn't call Hamas a terrorist group. Ilhan Omar, until this moment, while she calls for the Palestinian genocide and let's stand against it, while the term from the river to the sea doesn't mean anything to her. Doesn't mean that this is not a genocide, but no, and that's the thing. I am forced to say I'm proud that I came from Iraq. This is my origin, but I have to say it and stress that I came from Iraq. I went to the United States of America to pursue my dreams. I fled my country with my family. I fled oppression, a dictatorship, Saddam Hussein. We fled the country, and I don't want to come to another Iraq. We fled the atrocities of the radical Islamism, and I don't want to live in a society that it's radical Islamism is flourished.
Well, Omar's stance is worlds apart from that of President Biden and Secretary of State Antony Blinken. Donald Trump, who is the frontrunner in the Republican race, has made comments that many people here in Israel find unnerving. Isn't it that the Democrats and not the Republicans under a potential Donald Trump, who would be the friends of Israel?
Well, we don't know, and we don't know until now. And honestly, when it comes to wars, and especially now, I'm not going to talk about what went wrong. I'm not going to talk about what Biden did wrong with his policies to Iran and with his policies in the Middle East. We are at war, and I support right now Biden's stance with Israel. That discussion would be for a different time. But now, as a country, we all, Republicans, Democrats, we all stand behind Israel and behind the Jewish people, and we have one fight. And it's interesting that as an American, I've never felt welcomed around the world as much as I felt welcomed from yesterday until today, and that made me really proud.
Well, that's nice. Just one final point, just very quickly. Do you think you're going to unseat her? Are you going to win this race?
I will do my best to do so. I will work hard to do so. And it's not only about her, it's about radical Islamism, it's about terrorists, it's about atrocities of ISIS, al-Qaeda, and Hamas surpassed ISIS. So I will work hard to do so.
Well, welcome to Israel, Dalia.
Thank you.
We appreciate you flying in at a time of war, and we hope you'll be here for a more peaceful day soon. Dalia al-Aqidi, thank you.
Thank you.